My name is Doron Markus, identified as he, him. I work at the San Mateo County Office of Education as the CTE and STEM coordinator in the College and Career Readiness team. Our Green Career Awareness program, it's tailored for middle school students. First, because we wanted to highlight career education in middle schools and extend it from high schools. We also wanted to work on invigorating middle school programs. Many of our middle schools expressed the desire to kind of beef up their elective programs, but also they wanted to, kind of bring in a new type of program where it was more related to like authentic learning and real world learning. So being the career technical education coordinator and have acted as the science coordinator for several years at our county office, these worlds kind of come together. And I ask myself often, like, what is the function of science education in K-12? What is the function of math education? Why do kids do have maker programs and STEAM programs and all that? Like, to what end? Is it just so we're more scientifically literate? Well, that's a really good goal in and of itself. More scientific literacy in our region, our state, and our country. But I knew there was more than that. We have climate change and we have a global pandemic, and we need many, many more people to go into fields that where they go into that field feeling like they can be a part of the solution. So we designed this program, which has 6 modules. Each of these modules are 15 lessons in length. And the 6 areas that we designed them for are areas where we have a need for it in the county, either because the district already focuses on that area. So for example, agri-science is one of the modules we created. And we created that specifically with the Cabrillo Unified School District, with their teachers, because we want kids to stay in San Mateo County. We want them to work in San Mateo County, and we want them to work in an industry that's available to them where they live. So we worked with Cabrillo to develop the agri-science module. Our other modules are computer science, which is about environmental justice, energy and power, which is about solar water heating, our engineering module, which is about sea level rise and storm surges. We have one on industrial biotech and product innovation and design. And those 2 modules were specifically designed to address the plastic problem and to find new ways to produce materials that could replace plastics. In the case of the industrial biotech module, that's to actually make the materials themselves, these biodegradable materials. And in the product innovation and design module, it was about designing products using an online platform called Tinkercad, where they actually design the product itself, not the material to make it, but the product itself. What exactly are you doing in your classroom with your curricula? What are you doing to reflect what's actually going on in the real world and prepare your students for entering the real world for when they're adults? Are you doing the same thing now that you were doing 15 years ago? Are you doing the same thing now than when you were in 4th grade 35 years ago? So my advice is that you need to find a way as an individual within your own heart and your own sense of motivation and your imperative that you felt when you first became a teacher to help kids, to best prepare them for the world that they're going to live in. I ask you to meld that feeling with what you see on the news and what you read in the newspapers and what you know of about the world around you, whether it's pandemics or whether it's the climate crisis. It's like, have you modified what you're doing to meet the needs of these children in the world that they're growing up into? So that's my advice. Don't keep these 2 worlds separate. Like, I go to my classroom and I do this, But when I go out into the real world, I see this, and there is no connection point. There is absolutely a connection point. And that connection point is those kids